Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane. Please give some advice so we can. Call it self-defense. 1-5 on the dresser, 'cause I look forward to living better. Don't let nobody stress me. I would never fold under pressure. If I
like
die,
that.
put it all in this letter. My ambitions.
What y'all think of that?
I think it's fine.
At Rock's
I like
Brand.
it.
I think the young boy to Cleveland.
All right,
Yeah,
Cleveland.
he got some.
Hey, I think that boy all right.
Yeah, he got some.
I think that boy all right. You know how the old folk you say, that boy all right.
Right? He gonna be all right there,
That boy all right now. At Rock's Ran. Go follow him right now. Support his movement. Just follow him right now, but support his movement. Go get his music, the whole 9 yards. At Roxran 216. At ROXRAN 216. I really like it. I feel like a little Tupac influence there, but
Yeah, I heard it.
hey, that's always great. That's
Little
always
Little Nas in there.
great. Yeah.
Shoot, I'm a Pac fan. I love Pac.
Girl, listen, you don't get to talk for a little while.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Cause you just can't be like hella sexy and shit and cool. I don't like that shit. That shit bother me. It's like shit. I just can't eat the shit up the way. Okay, let me stop.
Does she unnerve you?
I'm on some royal shit right now.
That's right. You are
Leave
royal.
us.
I knew it was coming. We're not going. We're staying. We're cock blocking.
Leave us. No, you know what was crazy? This white girl who, she's a cool girl. You know her, Phil. Adita. Adita was like, I saw Black Panther and I heard him say, leave us. Did he get that from you?
Hilarious.
I said, no, young whiteling.
You know what?
Not a halfling, a whiteling.
Hilarious.
No, young whiteling.
From Middle Earth, you.
She's a halfling from Middle Earth.
Hilarious.
No, I thought that was quite funny, man. Hey, Black Panther is still blasting through the
Killing.
box office records. And looks like Disney has just given somewhat of a kickback. They've given $1 million today
So what?
Who?
to some STEM outreach program.
Stem cell?
No, STEM. It stands for.
I know. I'm messing with it.
Jesus, this nigga right here.
Go ahead.
Somebody get her. Somebody, she's running down the street naked right now. Somebody go grab her.
On fire.
Ooh, titties flopping.
Just flippity flopping.
Don't let it hit you in your eye now, girl.
It's gonna knock Zoe out.
Please explain it to her, Tiff. Thank you.
Well, I was gonna say the wrong acronym for a second. That's why I took a breath because I was like science, technology. Nope.
Exactly.
Yep. I was gonna
And
look it
this-
up to make sure I didn't jack it up because I just was making up acronyms there for a second.
Like me.
They about to bring some stem cells to the hood.
Like how I was about to go in. How
Well,
dare
it's
you?
engineering and mechanics, right? So what are the first two? Dang, I'm gonna go look now.
Science, technology,
Oh, I was right.
engineering,
Science, technology, engineering, and mechanics. Yeah.
I wasn't
mechanics
that
or
far.
mathematics?
Mathematics.
Wasn't that far.
Well, yeah, it depends on which school you're at.
This shit's gonna be crazy as fuck today. Let me get through this real
But wait,
quick.
it's a black STEM school?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, then I care.
First off, I've had 2.5 of these already.
and a half.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? I got to tell the story, man.
Okay.
I was in Fresno on Saturday to watch my kid, you know, and those guys do
Yeah,
their thing
go
or whatever.
New.
Hey.
And you know what? He might get a shot tonight
Hey.
because a couple of guys got hurt on Saturday.
Well, that's sad, but go new.
And I'm sad about that, you know. I really am because I like those kids and I like their chances or whatever. But, you know, college basketball is kind of a next man up kind of situation. So, you know, he might get a shot tonight. They play at 6 o'clock. But we left, you know, Fresno at around 11 p.m.
Uh-huh.
So that's 3.5 hour roll,
Yeah.
my nigga.
Right.
Me and my nigga right here, I had 2 of them on the way home. And when I tell you, when I got home, I was up for another 3 hours.
Wow.
It's because you be juicing too much.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
Daddy
Listen,
juicer.
I just gotta be honest. I love shit that works.
Me
It does
too.
work.
Shit that don't work, I'll be mad about.
If I drove on the side of the road and saw you driving off of that, I'd be like, what is he on?
You'll look in that car and see me like,
Rolling, huh?
Ridiculous.
I'm trying to tell you, man. It's
what
a
I'm
real
talking
situation. So listen, I got a couple of things to promote, of course. Total Package Energy, totalpackageenergy.com. Let them know Zoe Williams sent you. Also, I need you guys to pick it up. Let's get this CD, Love Matters Revealed. Very powerful work. Me and Dr. Alan Berger. I mean, you do know that me and Antonio Moore, I'm doing Antonio Moore's show Friday.
Oh, shoot.
Based around this CD.
All right, that's
that's
right.
dope.
That's
That's
right.
dope.
That's what's up.
Antonio's starting to scare me because he's like,
Really on that CD?
man, you've given me the words that I never had to explain.
Wow.
I shouldn't laugh. That's so rude.
Like he's bugging. Like he's like, man, we got to do a show. Like you got to do a show on this. I want you to come on and I want you to talk to people about relationships. All because of the Love Matters Revealed CD.
Awesome.
Good.
Look at
I need an energy drink. Help.
you don't have to pay for no damn energy drink, girl.
I got my
Shit.
bread out. That's how serious it is, y'all. Y'all need to get some. Get a
Yeah,
case
get a
today.
case.
It's real.
I'm gonna get you one of these. I got one.
Okay.
over there by his snacks.
And make
And
sure
then-
y'all super chat.
Oh yeah, and then the other thing,
donate.
I need y'all to get. There's physical copies of the Relationship Dismount available now on
Yes.
Amazon.com.
Hey.
I'm no longer mailing these motherfuckers out now.
Hey.
Okay, I'm not mailing them out now.
No.
All right, Amazon is taking over. But
That's
what I
right.
need you guys to
Sure.
do, people don't understand this internet shit, man. In order for my book to trend and get put on different advertisement pages on Amazon.com, you guys got to buy books.
Right.
Right.
And then the more books they buy and the higher they go up on their little ranking system, they put Zoe in another space.
Yay.
Right. Where you belong.
Right.
Right.
Girl.
In a whole other space.
She know
He
how
be
to say
doing
it.
too much to you.
You know what to say.
His eyes just went from blue to green.
Ooh, that's why he put you over there. Now I see what
His eyes
happened.
avatared on the bitch.
Tiffany
He had to
and
put Mimi on timeout.
Tiffany and Peaches,
Okay.
leave us.
Now, I'm a hater. I'm staying.
So yeah, I mean, I need you guys to get there right now. Go to Amazon.com. Of course, I fuck with Buy Black. If they fuck with me,
Hey.
they should fuck with me because I promote everybody's business.
Right?
So if they promoting businesses and I've got an international radio platform that services over 10 million people, why wouldn't Buy Black fuck with Zoe?
Right.
I fuck with Buy Black. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to come over here and promote some businesses? Let's partner up and do that shit.
Do
Right.
it. You're out.
But these are
Now.
important tools,
Yes.
I believe. Love Matters Revealed CD, the Relationship Dismount, and the coming holographic relationship book. I think these are necessary tools to, kind of heal our relationship situations in the African American community. So, with all of that promotion out of the way, god damn. Tonight's topic. I didn't send it to you guys on purpose
Oh, shoot.
because I just wanted you guys to kind of think for a second.
He didn't even tell me, and I was sitting in here. He wouldn't tell me nothing.
No secrets. Huh?
You're listening to the voice of reason on Dash Talk Radio. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Get to your phone lines. I want to hear from you guys. 323-230-4610. Is the black woman ready to break up with white religious dogma? Fuck. I know that's wrong. I know. Is the black woman the backbone of white religious dogma? Why do so many
that is
black women depend so heavily on white Jesus? I need to know. I know this is wrong. I know this is wrong. 75, 80% of all black churches is filled up with sisters waiting on this topic.
Yes, we need to know.
Yes.
Black Panther.
Mhm.
The movie Black Panther.
Ooh, and I didn't get to listen to the Zoe show this morning. Damn.
The movie Black Panther did it.
What aspect?
Because the women were in such positions of power.
Yes.
Okay.
On the council, part of the spiritual squad.
Right.
Maintaining. First off, people don't understand herbs.
Yes.
Like that little, what was that little blue flower
The
called?
flower. I don't remember what
They
it's
were
called.
taking care of that whole situation.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yes, they were the gardeners,
You feel me? Like
the life givers.
the man owns.
They were the one.
Can you imagine what the black church would look like under the spiritual guidance and advisement of spiritually conscious black women?
Oh goodness, that would be wonderful.
Man.
Do you understand what
Wow.
I'm saying? Wakanda, on an idealized side of the game, made me think like, damn. Down in the South, sisters can't even get in the pulpit.
Nope.
You better support First Lady. You better support the pastor.
Yeah, bake some cakes.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Passa and Massa sound too close.
You know
I want to know, ladies. Do you feel marginalized by the Black church? What is your real role? Are you supporting systemic racism by believing in a white Jesus? You stood up and ridiculed them white people for bringing out that Europeanized bust of Nefertiti, but yet you sit quietly in your pew under a white statue of Jesus.
Never.
Hallelujah. Hodo the Boko Shah. I'm going to say no to the Boko Shah. No to the Boko Shah is when you disagree. No to
Right,
the Boko
I got it.
Hold to the Boko Shah is when you're ready to give that pussy up to the Lord.
You
Hold to
You
the
know
Boko
what?
Strike over there. You know what? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
We got a real topic tonight. If the Black church is to fight racism successfully, this is true or false. If the Black church is to fight racism and classism successfully, it will need its Black female majority base to become Bible scholars in an effort to renounce its whitewashed image. See, the church got y'all programmed on some follower shit. The church don't have you programmed on some spiritual leader shit.
Right.
You under dig? Y'all motherfuckers waiting to be the next Mary Magdalene.
You know what?
Oh, Jesus. I know this is hard tonight. You talk about Black Lives Matter. Do Black women matter to the Black church? Or is it just your pockets and your consistency? Oh, fuck. Sisters, how can you still believe in Jesus and he helped enslave you?
Well,
Dogma, I'm not done. I know you itching.
you have no idea.
I know you want to leave me,
You know what?
but I refuse
To let you.
to let you go, my nigga. Damn. Is the Black church sexist towards Black women? We already know the Bible is sexist towards you motherfuckers. So how could the Black church not be, seeing that it is... that would be real wrong to say. I'm glad something in me pulled that back. It's something
glad
really
too.
ugly was just about to come.
I saw it in your
Holy
eyes.
Spirit, karma, something help you out.
Grab that shit before
Yeah,
it
the Holy
came out.
Spirit said, "Nah,
Right
nigga,
back
not
over the
today.
inside.
Fuck.
Hilarious.
God, I wanted to say it.
You're doing too much."
Okay.
What would the Black
Angel
church? What would the Black church look like under the spiritual advisement of Black women? Is the Black community in peril because we have so few Black female spiritual gurus / leaders? A spiritual guru. Do you understand me? I'm not talking about Iyanla Van Zandt. I'm talking about The Matrix. Remember the movie The Matrix?
Yes.
The
No,
Oracle.
The Oracle.
Where is the Oracle in
The
our
architect was a
hood?
dude.
Yeah, that's right. He was the male version of the Matrix. Where is the Oracle in our communities? And shouldn't that so-called Passa, aka Massa, spiritual Massa, shouldn't he hand over the reins to the Oracle? True or false? The congregations of African American churches are predominantly women, and the pastors of African American churches are nearly all male. Why is this the case? Does Jesus not trust Black pussy running his pulpit?
I'm just
Don't put that Black pussy in my pulpit.
You know what? All the time. D-O-N-E with a fork.
wait.
In it.
I had to slap my forehead on that one.
The phone lines are open. I need to hear from ladies. Have men in general just marginalized the spiritual power and prowess of women? You can't find your way to God except through submission to me. Oh, Jesus in this bitch tonight, my nigga. Let's go. I know y'all looking at me crazy right now.
Nah, not me.
But let me ask one final question, and then I'm going to throw it to the ladies. And then the phone lines are always open. Get to your phone lines right now, 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. Could the belief in a poisonous spiritual system, the maintenance of that belief, be on women, sisters? If y'all got back to Africa, the beliefs of Mali, the beliefs of Egypt, the beliefs of West Africa, Ifa, if y'all picked up your ancient shit, would that release the curse of white supremacy? Remember, it was sisters during slavery that was casting spells on Whitey Lock.
Oh, brother.
Whoa.
Let me go to the most religious. I can't say the most, but let's say the biggest zealot in the room. No,
And
all
then
three
he
of these
just
motherfuckers
looks
is
at me.
zealots. I'm sorry. I just want to hear. Somebody help me. I just want to hear.
First of all,
Here we
can
go.
I talk now?
Yes, you can.
If you read Jeremiah, you'll know
shit.
that black people, the Israelites, were put in slavery for a period of 400 years. Now, I have studied the fact that me and my mom used to get into it about this, where slavery came from. I believe that we wouldn't have known Jesus had it not been for slavery, because we were making all these, false gods. We're worshiping everyone but God. We were broke off from God. We wouldn't have been in the desert for 40 years if we had to listen to God in the first place. The black man is the original man. So I just believe that we were put in slavery for a reason, so that we could know Jesus. That's my personal belief system. I don't care who agrees or disagrees with.
See, wait a minute.
It's in the
Let
word.
me just say.
The word.
That was a Freudian slip. Because ism came out your mouth. And that's a damn show ism that you just spewed out at this motherfucker. Here we go.
You knew it was
Mimi,
coming.
bring your spiritual, religious ass in here too, because you and Jesus, y'all motherfuckers tight to the motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I
That's
love
my
Jesus.
brother.
Let
And
me
he
tell you
loved
what.
me.
Let me tell you, I'm not it's okay.
Amen.
I will stand in front of the crowd. No, but I will say this. I believe Jesus was black. Just how we get treated
Hello?
bad, that's how they treated Jesus. They didn't treat Jesus good, and Jesus hung out with the homies. He didn't hang, them people he hung out with, the disciples, they weren't clean and regular and good people. They were robbers, they were thieves, they were killers, they
Hoes.
was about that life. You know what I mean? So Jesus was about that life, baby. Don't ever get
Yeah.
twisted,
Mimi
okay?
says Jesus was a thug.
He was
according
from the
to the book of
streets.
Jeremiah.
Well, he
Go
hung
ahead.
out with thugs.
He hung out with thugs.
He lived in the streets.
He lived in the streets, and he blessed those in the streets. And those are the people that he hung out with. The people that were not in the streets or that were living certain lives, they looked down at Jesus, just like they look down on us. And so I feel like we as black people, we are descendants of Jesus in the sense that he was black. I believe he was black. You know
He
what I'm
was
saying?
black.
And I believe that's why our cross is so heavy. That's why we get accused for stuff we didn't do. He got accused and you feel me? They accused him. He was doing miracles and they started accusing him of doing all types of other things and tried to call him names and,
They
treated
accused him of witchcraft.
Absolutely. And so I said all that to say we as black people, we get accused every day. You could be in a store with two other races and they'll be watching the nigga on the camera. The white boy be stealing everything in the damn store and the nigga be over there looking at the directions. They be like, can I help you now? Nah, nigga, you can't help me. But the point I'm trying to make is that they own us just like they was on Jesus. And I love Jesus.
And he loved you too.
I knew this shit was gonna go bad. I knew it. As soon as I brought this shit to the table, I knew it was gonna go sideways. Tiffany?
Oh,
Here we
goodness.
go.
All right. Well,
Wow.
I came to know God through Christianity, and I will still claim being a Christian because I do believe Jesus was our Messiah, but I am definitely a lot more critical of Christianity than the average believer, which allows me to be a lot closer to God, I believe. Because part of the understanding is one, yes, men and especially European men have used Christianity as a way to continue misogynistic practices, to make women submissive through scriptures. And if you know
Slavery.
actually slavery,
Fuck.
if you understand even how the Bible came to be, you would understand that man created the Bible, right? Like you would understand the Vatican created, they handpicked via committee what chapters, what books are in the Bible.
Well, clearly.
That there's tons and
Obviously.
tons of chapters that we will never see, that we'll never understand or have exposure to. So when you start doing word studies and you start doing historical and cultural and
Oh, you mean
contextual
like
studies,
I've done?
yes,
Oh, okay, cool.
you'll understand there's a lot of missing information. There's a lot of
Yes.
misinformation in the Bible. And you start to kind of, I used it as a way to actually become closer to the Holy Spirit and use spiritual discernment versus dogmatic discernment. So a lot of black people in the black church just say like, the word is the word and you got to take it as the word. Well, the number one thing that Jesus said is to learn it for yourself so you can have a relationship with God.
That's right.
Will the black church and its number one parishioner group, black women, see Black Panther as the work of the devil? You know how y'all find evil shit? Like the black church done found evil shit in Pokemon.
Well,
Or
there
our
is
kids
evil in
can't watch
Pokemon.
We can't watch Pokemon. That's the devil. Y'all find evil everywhere. Will you find evil in Black Panther, the movie?
I didn't see evil in it. It's a movie.
Okay, their god and their whole culture comes from the Egyptian god Bast.
It's a movie.
The cat god. No, but that's the white people who wrote it based it off of some real shit.
No, yeah. So
Yeah,
I
that-
think if they're paying attention, they would think that, that this is sacrilegious, because a lot of Christians are gonna knock down anything that's not monotheistic, believing in Jesus Christ God. So they were paying attention, but the reality is, my experience is talking to the average, I'm gonna say the lay black person, they ain't looking at it that hard.
So look, no, they never do. That's
Yeah.
why they get pimped by beliefs.
Real quick.
Oh, wait. Kelvin Hughes in the chat room said Pokemon have pork in it.
He's stupid.
Hilarious.
Pokemon is based off of demons anyway.
Why?
I mean,
How?
well, they say they demons.
No,
I
they
bring
don't.
up the spirit demon card up.
No, they don't.
I watched it with my son and turned that shit off. He couldn't watch Pokemon. Yes, I'm one of them parents. He couldn't watch Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z demonic ass. But he
It's
could watch Casper the Friendly Ghost because I knew it was some bullshit. But Pokemon was based off some real demonic card. Let's pull up some tarot card demon shit. Yeah.
So again,
But
Pokemon
there's no
is
evil in Panther.
Japanese for pocket monsters. The little balls they have in their pocket,
Right.
and they duel with them.
A pocket monster growing up to me was with a nigga playing with his dick. So I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Niggas like I play with my pocket monster.
All right, so let's really dig deep into this conversation.
Okay.
Can you not hear the insanity in the room?
Yes.
Hilarious.
And so the point that I'm trying to make is, if there's a spiritual insanity in our community,
Oh, yes.
how can there be any real solid relationships and cohesion? See, I'm asking just basic questions.
Right.
Like Tiffany brought up something that was real.
Right.
Catholic Church put this motherfucking book together now
Oh yeah.
But it's based off
with a political agenda in mind.
But you know what? I agree. But
I
But-
agree too.
I agree. I agree that obviously they picked out what they wanted and they did that. But this is my thing. If you have a relationship with God, it has nothing to do with the church. It has everything to do with your relationship because that's the way I live my life. I don't really base it on the
Do you
groups of
read-
people.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
If it's a personal experience that you have with God,
Yes.
have you read all of the world's religious books?
I have not read all of the world's religious books. I've read a lot, but I haven't read them all. I would be lying to say I've read them all. But what I will tell you is that God has healed me. God has
I
healed
believe it.
members of my family. God has released people out of prison that was facing life, and he let them free after prayer and laying before the Lord. So that's my thing. My thing is manifestation of the prayers and what God has done. So, you know, that to me, that's even bigger, because some people read books and they may do this and that, but they don't believe like they should. And the belief is what makes the miracles come. It's, you know what I'm saying? You have to have the faith. And once you believe, God will perform a miracle on your behalf. And I've seen it and I know it.
But I think that is solely on you.
Right.
That's built in.
Absolutely. And everyone's not like that.
And I don't believe a dogma has anything to do with it.
I
don't believe
agree.
a doctrine, dogma, book,
I agree.
culture. I don't believe any of that has.
I agree.
Listen, you could believe that your God is rocks,
Right.
part of nature, part of earth. And you can manifest some shit out of the power of that belief because it's inbuilt in you.
Absolutely.
Faith is in us. That's just something that's, I believe every human has a choice. It's like right and wrong. Either you believe in God or you don't believe in God. My father was an atheist. I mean, my mother was a believer. She was a crackhead that turned into an evangelist. I was raised in the church. My mindset is always been, but then once I got older and start reading books like the Quran, start reading books like the Torah,
You read the Quran?
Yes, I read a lot of books about religion because that's something that I needed to know. I needed to understand Christianity as an adult. When you're a child, you really don't have a choice. So, and my father was such an atheist. That's what made me learn about Christianity, because he showed me what the Egyptians did this and they said we was devils and that. So I had to understand both.
So let me do this because your volume is really high.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're really passionate today about this.
Yes, you're messing with Jesus.
But again, he didn't attack your belief. What he was trying to attack.
I know.
What he was trying
You messing
to
with
attack.
Jesus, homeboy.
No, and this is why these conversations don't always go well, because he's not attacking your personal belief. He was questioning the dogmatic practice and how it affects our community.
So
And it does.
Let me come back. This is a call. This is a question for the callers, for the chat room, for my girls in the studio, my women, my lady friends. Yes, indeed.
Look how you looking at me.
Let me tell you something. Spirit dick will make you put that Bible down. I swear to God. Okay, let me come back. But let me ask this question here. Would you say the majority of sisters believe in a Western version, right, of a spiritual belief system, right, that they didn't author? Like, it's a Western version of a spiritual belief system that we're disconnected from. The Native Americans have a spiritual culture that's deep in a motherfucker. And we already know the historical fact that most, if not all, Native Americans are black. Period. They know that. They know that. Columbus thought he was in India, my nigga. That's why they call these motherfuckers Indians. You in the dig? What kind of people live in India? Black people. Now, you can say whatever you want to say. White people have a way of categorizing and labeling and relabeling and, you know, based off of facial features. And motherfucker, these is black people. These melaninated folk right here. Christopher Columbus got his bitch ass over here because he was lost.
Right.
Thought he was in India. Called these motherfuckers Indians. If you look at the spiritual practice and legacy of these people, they were connected to source.
Right.
They were connected to God flow, God energy. But what was the first thing that the motherfucking missionary folk did?
Trying to teach him religion.
Convert through guilt. Burnt up their books. Come on, let's get you. If the black woman broke up with white religious doctrine and connected to her original shit, how powerful would she be?
Very
Right.
powerful.
Very powerful.
Man.
Most accolades that are coming to black women today are white culture endorsed.
Yes.
Oh,
Agreed.
Tiffany Haddish, the first African-American female comic to host the MTV Awards. Congratulations to my baby. I love her.
That's
dope.
right. That's right. She's doing her
dope.
thing.
But when we look at how black women are praised and lauded, it comes via white infrastructure.
Right.
White
Absolutely.
social infrastructure. What would the black woman look like if she was back in her flow of what the Egyptians called Ma'at? Like if she was in that shit, what would sisters look like today? I know we wouldn't price you or base you off of your pussy.
No.
No.
Because most motherfucking pussies out here, they overpriced.
Right.
Way
You
overpriced.
done priced your pussy out the game because
Right.
ain't nothing in your consciousness.
Right.
So your
Right.
pussy ain't that good because your consciousness weak.
Right.
And ain't no walls
Right.
left in
And
your coochie.
shoot, and you ain't seen the other coochies anyway. You don't know what nobody else's coochie doing, so you think yours is the bomb, but yours didn't do too much. You feel
Eddie
me?
Murphy said it
Hey, that part.
You know
best.
what
You
I
have
mean?
a cracker?
Right. But you know what? My grandmother, she was a Mormon. She was an Eastern Star. She was a
That makes
Christian.
sense.
Yeah, she was a Christian. She changed religions quite often. So I used to have to go with her, to certain
yeah,
places.
like my
and then
great-grandma.
I didn't like going to certain places, but I did learn different things. I didn't really like going to the Mormon church. Just keeping it real with you. When she would
Yeah.
say, "Come with me to go there," I really didn't like going. You had to have a special outfit on this special day and all these different special things. But what I will say to you though, they look out for their people. The Mormon church has their own market. If their people are not doing good, you can go to the market and shop, and it's an entire grocery store for free, based on you being a Mormon. And they have certain
Wow.
things set up for their group of people. Just like the Jews, they look out for each other. You never really see broke Jews because they have a system that they cater to helping each other. So there's something in that. You know what I mean? Like I was talking to my doctor one day. He's a chiropractor and he's a Jew. And he started talking to me about different Jewish beliefs. And I find so much interest in that because God has favor with the Jews. And so you get what I'm saying? And so,
Well, we are the original
Wait,
Jew.
hold on. Just, okay.
okay,
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
'Cause it's Jesus Christ.
Yes, so. Lord Zoe, please speak on it.
Yeah.
Levas. I just feel, if we want to get biblical, Hosea 4,
Yes, please.
okay? What is it, 4:32, 4:23? One of them? I don't know what it is.
I think it's 32. I'm
Our
gonna go look
people,
right
our
now.
people die for a lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Sisters are so motherfucking caught up on believing that
They
they
forgot to
fucking
learn.
disregard knowing.
Right.
Yes.
You motherfuckers were created to know.
Yes.
You motherfuckers produce every man on planet Earth. And what this belief system has done is reduced you to a believer and not a knower. Belief is for you to believe in yourself. So that what you know will manifest in this matrix of a world.
Amen.
But if I can control what you know and filter that knowledge through your belief, I can limit what you're capable of manifesting.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Mother,
Absolutely.
material, matter, manifest, all these words come from the same root. Mother Earth, y'all bring shit into being. This is why I believe there is a special, like, look, they own niggas' heads too, right?
Yeah.
They own black men's head too. We saw Killmonger get punked. Fuck that nigga. We can't have no motherfucking Killmongers running around. We got to kill that fucking stereotype. But they own black women too. And I believe they own black women in the form of belief. We can't let a sister believe we can't let her have access to real knowledge. First off, a Mormon is a Mason.
Yes.
If you don't know that Mormonism is masonry, then you just haven't read anything.
Right.
Okay? Motherfucker, what was his name? John, what's my man? John, who's that nigga? The start of it. I don't
John,
I done forgot
Ala-
some more. I done forgot some more
whatever.
shit. John Smith.
Yeah.
John Smith, Mason. You understand? Mason. He started the fucking Mormon movement. Who started the Jehovah Witness? Mason, Charles Rutherford, Charles Taze.
Were they white Masons or black Masons?
These
These were white
Masons.
men.
But niggas are the most spiritual people on planet Earth, so all we need is an ideological construct called a belief, and we'll bring that shit to life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Christianity and Islam and Judaism and all that shit is no different. It's a story. It's a story. It's a story. You know, you don't believe in motherfucker. Yeah, Joseph Smith. That's his name. Joseph
I was
Smith.
like, I don't think it's John
Mormons.
Smith. I was gonna say nothing.
It was one of them names. Joseph Smith got visited by some angels that told him there was some gold tablets in America
Right.
for the Indians that read some special knowledge that Jesus had for the Indians. Nigga, I'll sock you in the mouth.
The devil
You just
told
gonna
him.
come up with your version. See,
But isn't that basically the same story as?
go ahead.
That's the same story as the Ten Commandments. He just remade it
Moses.
with Moses.
Come on.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we get mad. Why? Because it's too early. It's too fresh. So that's when I really call out like hypocritical Christians. Like, you don't believe it. Why? Because it's too soon. Because all our stories got to be 2,000 years old. Like, I'm not saying that story is true and that I'm a Mormon, but I question people like, why can't you believe now? That's why I tell Christians, I'm like, I bet if Jesus came today, you'd put him in an insane asylum.
And I'm just saying, Mimi's grandmama, right?
Yeah, my grandmother, she's tried every religion you can think of. I promise you.
But you know why? Because that's part of the Masonic way. From 1 to 3 degrees are the initiatory degrees. But from 4 on up to 99 is esoteric spiritual shit. And all religions are encompassed in that study. So an Eastern Star is the female version of a Mason. It's just really simple.
Oh, yeah.
What is Masonry? Oh, white people taking some science from black people.
That's why I said white Masons or black Masons.
Because if you
There's
look
a
up
difference.
Masonry, they'll tell you the Mother Lodge is in India. I mean, in England. I'll
The
slap,
White Mother Lodge.
I will slap the taste out your mouth. How you gonna have Egyptian symbols and aprons and all the shit that the Egyptians wear and say that shit is the Mother Lodge is in England? Get the fuck out of here. I'll slap the taste. You won't have a taste bud in your mouth.
Right, not one.
You understand? All that shit's from Egypt. That was your belief system.
Right.
So what they do is they take your belief system, label it pagan, label it devil worship, repackage it, remix it on the puffy side of the game, right? On the Jermaine Dupri, take that, remix it, give it to you whitewashed, and say your original shit is evil while they over there studying your shit,
Right,
Yes.
right.
believing your shit.
Right. They don't want you to have.
I just want to see a sister from America, devoid of American views, spiritual views. What the fuck would that look like? Obviously, you guys ain't teaching them how to magnetize what they want in the world by first accepting, embracing, and then purging all of the negative effects of their character that serve as a repellent for good men.
Right.
No, you just got them sitting in the church waiting for Stork God to drop off good man.
That's like the number one lesson I used to love teaching, because you know the church will always talk about repentance, but I'm like, y'all been fucking up this lesson for about 300 years now. Repentance means you feel so guilty you change your ways. So if you really felt guilty about eating food and being overweight, that means true repentance means you gonna stop overeating and lose the goddamn weight.
Well,
So like that's where like I love teaching that lesson, because I'm like, you haven't practiced true repentance. It's okay. You can just live however you're living, but don't say you're repentant.
Well, to me, repentance is, I'm repenting for things I know I shouldn't do, and I'm practicing not doing them, like you said. But repentance in the word is accepting and owning up to your bullshit, basically, with God. God knows what you do, but admitting to him you're wrong about it, and that's what
Again.
it's about.
In the Catholic Church, you need 10 Hail Marys and one
And
Our
you gotta
Father.
do the whole
Let me just
turn
say,
yourself
If you
about.
do the word study, in the cultural study, the root word of repentance means to change one's ways.
I'm just saying. Just let's
Preach,
just.
though. Preach. Let
I'm
us
just,
know.
when I see women, I see power.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's just and listen. I didn't always see it that way. I was just as programmed as y'all are.
Right.
She
Working
gonna
on
look
it.
at me.
Working on it.
Okay.
Let me just say, I was just as programmed. I know that God ain't a dude.
Right.
I know that God does not have human emotions. I know that God is bigger than my definition for it.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
yep, that part.
I can agree with that part.
God wouldn't
did
be
it.
omnipresent, everything.
All
If we could
everything.
understand.
Everything.
That's what I try to tell
Amen.
people. Like, if God was, well, if we could understand, people are like, I want to understand. Well, if you could understand, then you would be God.
Right. So
Stupid.
when I hear a powerful being refer to God in the form of a gender,
Ah, yeah.
Him,
yeah.
he.
Yeah.
Well, and most indigenous cultures don't. Most indigenous cultures and most, like, even, most indigenous cultures, older cultures, and you know this,
What?
have like non-gender or gender neutral pronouns. And that some of the original texts, even in Aramaic, when the church translated it to Hebrew and through other languages to English, changed all of the neutral pronouns to male pronouns. So they weren't always male pronouns. They didn't always refer to God as
In
male.
my spirit, God is a man.
Not in my spirit.
I bet.
Nah.
Because if you
Hell
ever
nah.
fuck a nigga like me, you gon' think God is a man.
That's right. That's
right
right.
now,
That's
y'all.
right.
You
That's
gonna
right.
think that.
Everything that gives life on this planet is female or gender neutral.
How about it?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like God can be anything that God wants to be. God is everything. So my thing is my relationship with God. I don't really take reference into what God is in regards to, certain things. I just feel like my relationship is so strong with God, and I know He's moving with me daily. I know I wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for God on my side.
She said
I agree.
he. She said he.
But yeah, but that's how it's written in the Word, and that's just how it's written. But that doesn't mean that I'm pointing out exactly. I feel like he's black, though. I feel like there's blackness in the air. You know why? Because of how the assault was while here on Earth. You know what I mean? And we as black people, that's how we suffer.
We
though.
know.
We suffer on a different type of level. We
Right.
get accused by the accuser. We could have done nothing. You know what I mean? It could be a room full of white people and one black. And if something comes up missing, they're gonna hold on to the black and let the whites go. And the white just drove off with all the shit. So I said all that to say, he is the accuser. And I mean that to say black people are normally looked at as the villain.
But if we're praying, if our most powerful being, the woman,
Okay.
you guys hear me break this down all the time, the breakdown of a battery. You have a positive side and a negative side. Positive side is that little point that sticks out like a nipple. That's a dick battery. It sticks out. The negative side is the flat side. All of the power in your battery comes from the negative side, neutral side, feminine side. All the masculine side does is direct the power, the current of power. Y'all got power. So do you not see it as some kind of conspiracy that your spiritual power has been locked inside of a whitewashed dogma? Is that not conceivable?
It's conceivable.
We're gonna put the nigga in jail. We're gonna keep the nigga hustling. We're gonna keep the nigga struggling. And we're gonna put his woman's mind, her spiritual power, inside a whitewashed dogma so she can never reconnect to the power of who the fuck she really is. Is that conceivable?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just asking. And what the fuck does Jesus gotta do with it? Nobody want to have a real conversation with me tonight.
Jesus has everything to do with it because I'm just gonna say what I believe, and it's not just because I read it in the Bible. I've studied other things. I've read the Dead Sea Scrolls. I read other scriptures. And I mean, these are things that are being found daily in archaeological digs. So it's not like it's something that they hid from us.
First off, I will throw a rock at you if I go lay down.
Anyway, like I was saying, Jesus is the truth, the way, and the light. None can come to the Father except through him.
Him.
Okay, so I know you don't believe that.
Is that the book of John?
John 3:16. Everyone should know it.
Yes, Jesus.
I
had
would
to
love
put
if they
on
knew
my
the
old
rest of
Jewish
the
lady
chapter.
voice.
Look at this beautiful. Look at this beautiful.
I know they
picture.
going in right
Look at
now.
this meme. What white people think Jesus looks like? Picture of a white Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Cesare Borgia.
Nothing like that.
What Arab people think Jesus looks like?
People think they look like what they look like.
What black people
Of
think
course
they
they
look
do.
like? What Jesus actually looks like? The Son.
Ah.
Which the scripture actually supports that.
Everything supports it. Listen, white Christianity is the
disagree with that.
European remix of African spirituality.
It is.
Period. Jesus is Horus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The stories are actually the same.
It's the same
Yeah,
story.
It's the same story.
I'm gonna have to read more
But
about
only
Horus.
the horror story is thousands of years older. What would you feel like if you found a diary from your 100 times removed great grandfather and you come to find out that that motherfucker was Pharaoh?
Hey, that'd be interesting.
And that motherfucker laid down some fire for you.
Put it, nobody else. Just me.
Hilarious, not for you.
For you.
I can't just believe what I want to believe. Huh?
Do you understand what I'm saying? You think you got a choice. Your choice in religion is just like your choice in shoes at Foot Locker. You think you've made a choice. No, you've chosen from what was presented.
To a limited amount of shoes. I understand where you're coming from, but my spiritual walk is with Christ. And I have a relationship with Christ spiritually.
When did y'all get together?
Probably when I was about, honestly, 32 is when I really believed on my own. Before then, I accepted. I went to church, but I was always going to the Mosque 27, studying with the Muslims, going here, studying with Orthodox Muslims at real mosque.
What did you learn about Jesus in Islam?
That he was made by Joseph and Mary through sex.
No. Did you read it in Arabic or you took somebody's word for it?
No, I read it in English translation.
No, because that's definitely not what the
Yeah,
Quran
it's not this.
says.
No, yeah, but the version of the Quran I read was where it has like the actual
text and then the English version.
the Arabic text and then the actual English version.
Yeah, that's what
but
I
it does
read.
not say that like that.
No, it
at
doesn't
least.
say it like the way I said it, but basically they did not it
Muslims
wasn't
say
immaculate conception. They
Right.
don't believe in that.
What they say is Jesus is a prophet.
Yes.
Yeah. They said that too.
However, that motherfucker is probably the most powerful prophet
Yeah.
Ever.
in the Quran.
Yes.
Muslims know this.
Yes.
And they don't recognize him as their Messiah though.
Hold on. If you ask a Muslim,
About Jesus.
who are you waiting for? They will say, Isa ibn Maryam.
Yes.
Jesus, the son of Mary. They will say, we waiting on him. Muslims are waiting on Jesus just like Christians.
Okay.
Jesus' grandfather has a chapter in the Bible, or in the Quran. Right? Jesus is so central to Islam, it's not funny.
Yes.
Do you understand?
It's only the Western version of Christianity that we have taught people that Muslims don't respect Christ. That's how you would know someone didn't read the Quran or not, because they highly respect Jesus.
It depends on which Muslims you study with too. You know, which type of Muslims.
In the Quran, it says, this is God speaking.
Yes.
So whenever you hear we in the Quran, you may find the word Allahumma.
Elohim.
Allahumma is the Arabic version of Elohim, the plurality. When you say we did this, we did that. Allahumma. You may see that word in Arabic.
Look, I'm so country. Elohim.
Now, what they said was, now, listen very carefully. We gave the prophets rank. And of that rank, you might know of some of their rank, but you don't know you don't know all of their ranks. Jesus's rank, listen, they called Musa in the Quran, Moses. They called him Kalimullah, the word of Allah. Why? Because he got the 613 commandments.
Yes.
Kalimullah, the word of Allah. You know what they called Jesus? Ruhu Allah, the soul of Allah.
The soul of God.
Okay, so I'm just saying, if y'all not reading, you're just a believer. You're a scholar of the belief systems.
You're trusting the translation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I trusted the translation, but I have read a lot
You've got preachers out here berating y'all for studying outside the Holy Bible.
Right.
Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Because you need to learn all the languages, where the words derive from, where the word came from. I mean, you need more than just a regular Webster. You need a strong word dictionary. So many dictionaries you need to break down words.
And listen,
That was my job at my church. No, I'm not lying. That was my assignment.
I study this shit, and I study it from both perspectives. I can argue for it,
right,
and I can argue against it.
I see
you.
You understand? The female version in the Quran, I think it's chapter 53. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. I done forgot. I done learned so much shit. I done forgot most of it. But I think it's chapter 53. I'm not sure, but I'll look it up.
Of where? What are you trying to reference?
There is a word, a female word for Allah that predates the male version of it. A lot. In the Arabic language, wherever there is a T at the end of a word, the T in the alphabet is tarmabuta, right? Wherever there is a tarmabuta at the end of a word, it denotes femininity. There is a word in the Quran, a lot. Female God. Listen, man, if y'all not reading, you're not liberating yourself.
Right.
If you see, this is where faith has run amok.
Yes.
Look at our culture. Our culture puts the charismatic, attractive preacher man on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And most of these churches, you got women in there fantasizing about fucking him and being with him. It ain't no spiritual movement going.
Nah, everything.
To me, it's and I'm not saying all churches. Remember now, some but all.
Right.
Some, but not all.
Right.
I'm just saying, some, but not all. There are some good churches out there who lack knowledge.
Lots of them.
That are out there helping people.
Yeah, they're doing good work. They're just not educating.
I'm the last person to go fuck with them for helping people.
Right.
If you paying Bessie Mae's rent,
amen.
You
God
know
bless
she
you,
got
man.
diabetes. Y'all got to drop her off something to eat every evening. Continue to do that shit.
Right.
I'm not finna say nothing to you about none of that.
Right.
Keep doing that.
Right.
But I'm talking about being able to visualize what your spirituality would look like outside of the man, the white man's religious, dogmatic script. What would African American women look like?
Powerful. And they count on the fact that we wouldn't study the word fully for ourselves. A lot of people say they do, and you might read it, but there's a difference between studying and learning. Or reading and learning. That's why I said some people will read the scripture in whatever translation they're comfortable with and not realize there's over 300 translations of this shit. And the translations change about every 10 years based on the publishers. So if you, like you said, people be like, I read the King James because it's the best version. Well, go get a 1960 version, and that
It's
King
different.
James is
It's
they're
way
different than
different.
this version.
Right.
So then you
Absolutely.
got to, like you said, have multiple dictionaries, not just dictionaries, but encyclopedias and
Right.
cultural
Everything.
maps from older than 100 years ago. So you actually see the real fucking maps. That's the kind of shit that I do when I study.
Yeah, you gotta
Right?
know.
But they're counting on the fact that you don't learn that stuff, because then you call out all the hypocritical shit in Christianity. Yeah, there's literally scripture. Someone put it in here. I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34 or something like that, where it says women aren't to speak and that they should refer to their husbands to speak for them. One, that's assuming that it's basically saying only women who are married can go to church then, one, because what if you ain't got no husband? Okay. But they're overlooking the fact that there's at least 13 strong women in the Bible stories where their success comes through disobeying direct laws previously set by God.
Wow.
And God actually rewards her for disobeying the law, like Esther.
Esther was a G.
Esther.
Esther was a G. So when the prophet prayed over me that I had the favor of Esther, I was like, hell yes.
I accept that.
Right.
All those that lay eyes on me give me favor, not for my looks, but for my brain.
Amen.
I heard Common say something a long time ago, and it stuck with me.
What?
Common, the rapper,
Yeah.
What?
said something very powerful. Somebody was asking him about reading a magazine or some shit that was critiquing albums or
Right.
just reading something. And he says, look, man, I don't just read anything because I think he was mentioning, he was like, I'm a Pisces. I don't like a lot of shit to get into my spirit.
Yeah,
Right.
that's real.
When it comes to spiritual shit, sisters will allow and have allowed, because of the conditioning they've received, they've allowed only one type of spiritual dogma for the most
Yes.
part.
And that's the Bible.
And I'm talking about here in America.
Yeah.
That's the Bible. But because your spirit pushes you to learn different shit, be honest, ladies. Tell me your ass ain't backsliding on your spiritual beliefs. There's women who believe in astrology that be at the church. There's women out there fucking with psychics.
That's why I said I can't practice Christianity like that, because it's not in line with our true people. Like astrology, the Vatican uses astrology but teaches us it's witchcraft. That's because, like Zoe said, they want to keep the truth for themselves to benefit them. They make the calendar based on astrology, but then tell us that psychics are the devil. I'm gonna go with this astrology because Jesus was an astronomer, like astrologist.
First of all, astrology's in the word. Okay, the wise men found out where Jesus was because of astrology.
Go lay down.
No,
So,
astronomy, but yes.
astronomy, astrology. They
lay down.
studied the stars. Okay, damn it, they studied the stars.
They did.
Yep.
And that's how they knew what was going down. But that's a part of astrology. You can't get to astrology without astronomy. I mean, it's just a part of what it is.
I love y'all tonight. Y'all motherfuckers is on fire tonight.
I'm just saying, you got to study something to learn about the other parts of it.
But let me say this.
But-
when we talk about the wise men,
Okay.
wise men is the Western term.
Yes.
They're called the three magi,
Yes.
Okay, the three magi.
which brings us to the word magic,
Yes.
which is wisdom. Magi is wisdom.
Okay.
Okay.
Now this Zoe has broken down the magi.
Well, it
no,
actually
no,
took
no.
him like
Let
3
me-
years to
let me-
find Jesus,
let
so
me
he wasn't a
finish.
baby in a manger.
Let me
But
finish,
anyway,
Forget what I had to say.
The magi, right? Okay, wisdom.
yes.
Who was Moses fighting against? He was fighting against the Pharaoh's magicians, i.e., wise men. I'm just.
Everybody got enemies, though.
I'm just saying.
Everybody got enemies.
What I'm saying is, some motherfuckers took your shit and villainized it.
Yeah. It's messed up.
They just did in motherfucking Black Panther. They made Killmonger, which everybody agrees with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nigga, take the vibranium and send it out to all the black people around the world.
I wouldn't say everybody don't agree with that, but anyways.
Most niggas with we got a super advanced civilization over here with a special untouchable chemical element nigga.
I agree. We should use
finna change
vibranium
the world.
different, but I ain't trying to become the same conquerors that conquered me.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't say become the same conquerors. What I said is the writers villainized the
No,
solution.
they really did. Yeah.
Right.
They
So
showed
what
the
I'm
fuck
saying
in.
is, if anybody's got something that puts them in a position of power, see, that's the only reason why black people ain't in power right now, is because we don't have any resources. We don't have any agency.
Right.
Vibranium in the comic book world is agency.
Right.
Yes.
Nigga, I got okay, send this out, everybody.
But they actually made the parallelism in the movie very true. The Africans have vibranium. The black man wants to come take it, right? Which is exactly what's no.
not
Just
take
like
it.
loose. He wants to utilize it to empower black people.
There
I
we
get
go.
it. And I absolutely support this, but that's actually kind of what's happening right now in real life. Africa has all the natural resources, but Europeans have raped them to convince them that they should just sell them to white people to use for them.
them under the banner
Yes.
of Jesus and Muhammad.
Yes.
If you go to the continent, that's who's fighting over the continent right now.
Yes.
Religiously.
Yes.
You got Nigerians who don't want to fuck with their original belief in favor of Catholicism.
And we have a president that stokes the fire by officially naming Israel the capital. Like, what the fuck is that?
I just want to go a few steps back real quick
did,
to
like 2
my
weeks
original
ago.
point about what Tiffany was saying about you were talking about now. Shit. I had it, but I forgot. It was so good and juicy too.
You
I was about to
didn't
shut
have
your
nothing.
old hair ass down.
You know what? Uh-oh, he's
gonna
gonna shut
Because
them
here's
down.
the thing, I'm not a hater.
I wasn't
Again,
talking to you.
No, yeah.
I
I
was just
think-
saying I did have something valid to say about what you said, but
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is, so it
All
don't
I'm
matter
saying
now.
is, look at America, right? Just look at America. Look at the dominant, most powerful country in the world. The Battle of OKC just dropped $50. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we also got like several $10 donations. We appreciate every
Every-
penny. I promise you. Thank you guys so
Dime.
much.
Thank y'all.
But let's just look it up. Let's just pay attention. The Western world has been running the world for like 2,000 years,
Right.
right? You run the world by setting up your ideological beliefs and having people fit into them, whether it's psychology,
Yes.
whether it's math, whether it's history,
Yes.
right? Whether it's religion, whether it's politics, you create your social game rule for people to live in over the last 2,000 years. All I'm saying is, can you really have a relationship through the filter of your oppressor's beliefs? How can you have how can you have a real relationship with God when the filter, the ideological prophylactic of your oppressor is over your spiritual practice?
You know what?
I'm just saying, you can still bust a nut. You can still have good sex with a condom on. You can still have good spirituality with an ideological prophylactic on. But imagine what that pussy feel like
without it.
without it. That's what I'm saying to y'all now. Y'all me.
Like you because you know why?
Because I'm right, nigga.
Not just that because you're 70 right in my eye.
The idea is not.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. The spirit
Yeah.
Where
is
my
right.
Bible at? I'm about to rebuke you right now.
Yeah, the spirit is right. I mean, you know, I used to go to church a whole lot, to be honest with you, and I stopped. And the reason I stopped is because I got a lot of hurts in the church because
Hell
you
yeah.
go there, it's
Yeah.
a hospital, and you're hurt, and you're looking for someone to see you in the emergency room, but you get in there, and then there's people in there that's sicker than you,
And
and
taking
and they're
advantage.
actually taking advantage. They're playing they're not living the way they say. They read the whole Bible. For me, I take away from it, but I still have a walk with the Lord. And what I do is I pray daily, and I know my prayers are being answered. So I have a spiritual relationship. I don't go a lot of churches because I don't want to be honest with you. A lot of them want to get you
psychological hurt in the church. There's a lot of abuse in the church, whether it be financial, whether it be emotional, whether it be spiritual abuse, whether it be physical abuse. There's a lot of bullshit in the church, and we got to be honest. The church is not beyond reproach. I believe there's a lot of and like I said, this movie made me think. And I've made a similar analogy. I said, think of what was born out of slavery. Think of what creative shit we created as black people in America out of slavery. Jazz, hip hop, fucking rag,
a whole bunch of
ragtime,
recipes.
blues.
Shit.
Soul
food.
We created a lot of powerful shit through the filter of oppression. But remember, oppression is a spiritual prophylactic.
Yeah.
Imagine what our creative juices would look like. Imagine what our creativity would look like without those prophylactics. And we have to be honest about our assessment of Christianity as a type, not just Christianity, Islam too.
Well, the Abrahamic religions.
Yes, Judaism too, the three major religions. We have to call these motherfuckers to the floor, right? I'm just saying. I always tell women in relationship, don't date your ideas.
Right.
This applies to Christianity too.
Yeah,
we want Christianity to be right. Because we've been socialized and fucking conditioned to think that it is right.
Right.
And we have no fucking clue of what our original shit was. White man labels it devil worship, but practice it behind closed doors. And you come to find out that it's an actual remix of our ancient shit?
Right.
Oh, God. I just need to take a quick break and I just need to breathe. Let's do this right now. I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call.
Hey, you are now tuned in to the voice of reason. The Big Hummus House is your host this evening. Zoe Williams, man of many topics. Talk about everything, ain't nothing out of pocket. Religion and music to maximizing profit. How to tell if your relationship is toxic. If you on the wrong path, we can stop it. Knowledge is like the beat and we drop it. So tune in and get you some wisdom. From square guests to niggas that's just out of prison. So whether you're saint, sinner, or heathen, get you some grown game from the voice of reason.
There's a show that's stopping you, and it's not that far from you, coming from the heart of you. Reality is not on your screen. There's a show that's stopping you, and it's not that.
This is the show that's starring you. Get to your phone lines right now. We were talking this whole time, but I want to hear from break up with Jesus and don't replace it with anything.
Right. That would be sad.
Put your shit back in play.
Right.
The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 4610. We got callers on the line. Caller! I'm going to tell you right now, turn your radios down. Turn everything down. Caller. You're on the line.
Hello.
What's your name?
Hey, what up, man? This is Kelvin from Alabama, man.
Kelvin from Alabama. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hi, Kelvin.
Hey, Kelvin.
Hey, how's it going? What was the question again? The topic?
Wow.
Okay, Kelvin.
Maybe you've been on
My
hold
bad,
too
man.
long.
We done set this shit all the way up, and then he come in.
Show on fire. He talking
My
about what's the
bad,
topic.
man.
What we talking about?
We about to talk
listen,
about you.
With the feed, the connection was throwing it off, so I had to come outside and call in and see what's going on, man.
Yeah, man. So listen, we're having a very powerful show, which is based around, an idea that I had because of the movie Black Panther. I basically said, what would the black community look like if black women were put in a position of spiritual power in our community?
Yes.
Where the sisters headed up the churches, where the sisters were the source of the spiritual base. And I'm not saying that they aren't anyway, but there's patriarchy right now that prevents sisters from really exploring on their spiritual power. And that Wakanda movie showed sisters in power free to me.
Yes.
To me. So I was just saying, what would the black community look like if the black woman broke up with her religious beliefs regarding Jesus? What would we look like?
My personal opinion on it is, I think as a community, we'll actually start getting shit done, start making stuff happen. Not a little small increments, like it'll already be done now, if that's the mindset that she had. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of having a religious mindset tied into her, putting that roof on her head, thinking that she can't think outside this box or can't come up outside this box, I think we'd get a lot more progression done if she knew that she could think outside that box. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna go to hell. You from Alabama. Thank you for the call, bro. We appreciate it. Your ass is on your way to hell this evening, my nigga. Jesus, thank you for the call. We had to get him out of here because he my nigga, but damn.
He didn't know what we was talking about.
He was just all over the place. He was lost.
Jesus love you. It's cool, dude.
You understand? No, but I think sisters are the most powerful spiritual beings on planet Earth. All right?
Right.
Hi.
Hey now.
And I think a lot of that shit is filtered through sexism, classism, racism,
These titties.
some gender shit.
Not your titties.
You underdig? And I'm just saying, like, I just feel like you could turn off the other track now. I just feel like, man, you guys are not at your full power because you don't have your original beliefs.
Right.
Knowledge of self. At least a Jewish woman has a Jewish belief. It's hers. Fuck it. Whether they made it, stole it, did whatever, I don't give a fuck. That's our shit. This is what we believe. What is your belief? Gosh. Callers! I want to hear what you have to think. What would the black community look like if black women broke up with white religious dogma, i.e. Jesus? You're on the line. Caller, speak on it. Caller?
Yeah, I'm calling in. I'm actually listening to your live show. This Papa IQ from the chat.
All right.
And
Hey.
Hey now.
I'm just hey ladies. I'm just chiming in. I know at bottom line, we believe what we believe, but it kind of hurts me today to just feel like our women, back in the day, our men were pretty much brainwashed, and it kind of hurts me today to see our women is still kind of locked into that, and they're just not letting go. But I understand, people want to believe what they believe because they believe what got them this far, so they want to hold on to it. But I guess once folks, and it happened to me, once I finally realized that the Bible was made by man and it was simply man who wrote it. I mean, he can push all day and say God inspired him, but once I got to that conclusion, me reading the Bible, I just read it totally different. I mean, I see things, how they changed, how a lot of stuff was stolen. And it just, when I was just hearing my sisters just kind of just still trying to hold on to that, it just kind of hurts me a little bit because it
Hold
just
on
seemed
to
like
what,
this cycle was
Jesus?
just never.
You heard what he said. Don't you interrupt him. Don't you jump in
when
here.
When I say hold on, I'm just saying holding on to that belief that somebody's coming. It sounds more almost like fear and ignorance, and I don't mean ignorance in a negative way. It just sounds more like fear.
All right.
You know,
The fear of God.
Don't
listen.
believe.
Hey, bro. I appreciate your call. I appreciate your insight. Thank you so much. Shit was fire, although slow, but fire.
Right.
It was a slow burn. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call. Good looking.
Jesus loves you.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
But he's fucking right.
He is.
He's right.
Look, I'm not letting go.
I know.
Well, I
Callers.
feel like there's some people in a position like me. Like, what if you're detaching from those beliefs, but you don't know where to start, right? Because I've been like, man, where are these books on these Moors? And like, how do I know if it's a good book? And like,
There's
okay, I want to
more
find
than all of that, though.
Yeah,
It's
no, but I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, me, like, I feel well, not that I feel. I know I have a personal relationship with God, as in I speak with, I meditate, and I actually like hear from. So I feel entwined that way and getting realigned, like literally with intuition in that level. But to actually understand a knowledge of self, like, is to, Marcus Garvey, a people without a knowledge of their past is like a tree without roots. So like, where do I start getting that knowledge from? So like, you're a good source to be like, are there some books, some good starting points?
Yes, where would I start to give
let me
to
just do this.
unwind?
Because I've asked you this before.
All right, so let me just give you the one book that I think you should read.
Let me put this in my
Let me
notes.
get my notes. Hold on, let me get my
this,
notes.
this is the one book that I think you need to fuck with right now.
Book we need,
Like
Zoe.
All
the
three of
relationship
us?
dismount.
Look,
Or
everybody
just
got
Tiffany?
Okay, I'm ready.
I want you to stop talking shit tonight, Peaches. I want you to stop talking shit, Peaches. No, tonight is I got a book, though.
Yeah.
All right? A great book.
Yay.
Because I think this is more of a philosophical and ideological prison that we as a people are in.
Ooh, yeah, I believe so.
So we need books that break ideological shackles. And I believe that one of those books, let me just give a little backstory. Y'all hip to Bruce Lee, right?
Yes, man, he was like a prophet.
Be like water, my friend.
like a monk.
So Bruce Lee got his degree in philosophy.
Yes.
I think from Washington State,
I didn't know that.
right?
Washington State or Washington U? Like,
He
I
lived
Washington
in
State.
Seattle.
okay.
Yeah. And the brother absorbed philosophy because what you guys don't understand is, of course, more shit that comes from Africa. Martial arts was Mantu, the death dance. You see it on the fucking walls. You see the martial artist forms of combat. You also see yoga on the walls of Egypt. You see this shit. All this shit comes out of there.
Yep.
So what happened with the advent of Buddhism, which was started by a black man out of India, Siddhartha Gautama, he is the one who created Buddhism. So one of his disciples leaves him and goes even further east and then sets up, all of these, he gives the philosophy to the martial artists. And so the martial arts, now it's not just, I'm a fight to kill. It's more of a spiritual discipline to learn martial arts.
Yes.
So then the martial artists started to apply philosophies to the art forms.
Right.
So with all of that fucking being said, Bruce Lee came up with his own form
Yes, he did. So dope.
called Jeet Kune Do. But what was the philosophy behind the Cantonese word that broke down to way of the intercepting fist? One of the philosophies was Krishnamurti.
Oh, I didn't know
Your
this.
favorite?
This is new.
My favorite.
I'm learning.
This goes back to the book you gotta get.
Okay.
Because Bruce Lee was so fucking hell-bent on being formless Remember, be formless, my friend.
Be like
Yes.
water.
Be like water.
Yes.
Right.
Right? He was so hell-bent. This is why he was destroying the forms. That's technically what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to find all the flaws in the forms, and I'm going to show you how to whoop a nigga's ass without having to go through all of the forms.
Which is brilliant.
Right.
I'm going to punch you from 1 inch away, motherfucker, and knock your ass 10 feet back.
He was like as close to the real like Matrix as
He
possible.
was on some shit.
Right.
Yeah, no, for real.
Neo.
If you don't get Bruce Lee, you don't get mixed martial artists.
Right.
Right.
You don't get MMA. You don't get that. Because he was the one that was studying all of the shit and mixing it, where before him, the shit was segregated.
Yes, very.
One of the books that influenced him, here's the book. You want to break out of Christianity?
Is it Krishnamurti's book one?
I got a couple of books from him, and I'm going to give you 2 of them.
Okay.
The number 1 is Freedom from the Known.
Ooh.
You're a Christian because all you know is Christianity.
Truth.
Listen, I love you, Peaches, but you don't know shit about Christianity or any other religion. And and I mean that in the kindest way. Because if I just start breaking it down, do you speak Hebrew? Do you
No.
speak Aramaic?
No.
Do you speak Latin? Do you,
No.
like if
Then you don't know
if
your
I
words,
just start breaking it down and saying, do you know every translation that has come out over the last 35 years?
No.
Do you know the differences in the translations?
No.
Do you know what hermeneutics is?
Hell no.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Not
Do
hell.
you see? Do you see what I mean? Like,
But I'm willing to learn.
do you know what exegesis is?
I know who Jesus is. I know that much.
Oh! but do you see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying not knowing these things still doesn't carry power and weight when you believe in it.
Right.
It is your belief that is the fuel
Right.
of your manifestations. So I'm not shitting on it. I'm saying, imagine if you could liberate yourself from all of the Western bullshit
Yes.
and get back to what we believed. That the white man has labeled as devil worship, that he secretly worships. You got the symbols of Egypt on your money. They running around saying that one eye is Luciferian and devil worship.
No.
That
The
shit
eye of
is
Lucifer.
Egypt.
Oh, what is its name though? It's
The all-seeing eye.
no.
Oh,
no,
you
no.
not talking
The
the
actual name. It's like I'm gonna think of it.
How is the devil
Ilim,
gonna be
no.
the all-seeing eye?
ILIM. Is that
Right.
a thing?
Hold
He's
on,
not
hold on.
omnipresent.
Right. He ain't all-seeing.
Right.
What the fuck is going on? So again, I'm going to put your man in jail. I'm going to keep you guys economically impoverished, and your only way up the ladder is through achieving benchmark after benchmark that we have approved. So this is our world. Okay. Freedom from the Known, Krishnamurti.
Okay.
And then the other one. Oh my God. Eesh. Here's the other one.
I
that's gonna
got to
fuck
read
you up.
Krishnamurti.
No, it's another Krishnamurti book.
You
They're
quote
both,
him
yeah.
way too much. I've got to.
Because the shit is hot monkey lava. Now I'm gonna give it to you again now. The other Krishnamurti book that you should read is what is it? Education and the Significance of Life.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Good start. Good job.
Education and the significance of life.
Oh, fucktards.
I'm gonna go order them tonight.
Listen, this is the essence of Zoe's work.
Right. That's why I was like, give me a lens.
Love Matter Revealed. If you're
Yes.
reading this, I'm challenging your beliefs about relationships.
And there you gonna feel a little brain tickle. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Right?
gonna feel more than a brain tickle.
The relationship dismount. How to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. I'm challenging your beliefs. Right? Because remember, there's power in what you believe. So again, if you're getting your beliefs from the Walmart of spirituality,
Whoa.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
I'm not, listen, you got motherfuckers running around here practicing yoga but haven't experienced enlightenment.
Wow.
Which is it's like actually the definition of blasphemy.
So, what is yoga? The word in the Sanskrit language is union,
Yes.
yoke. This is when Christians say equally yoked. What they're actually saying is union. To be equally unified. Consciousness, union, oneness. Motherfuckers is sweating and leaving, stretching, sweating and leaving. They're not having spiritual experiences. Yoga, listen.
Yoga's a spiritual thing.
You in a yoga spot on motherfucking La Cienega, nigga.
Right.
You think you're getting the real shit?
No.
So again, when we're talking about spiritual evolution, we're talking about shedding everything from the matrix. We're talking about shedding everything from the bullshit world we live in. That's Christianity too. Like the real essence of Jesus's teachings. Oh, come on. Okay. I'm gonna say this. Go get a book that shows the parallel teachings, because they're out there. Please.
Oh
do
no, there's
yourself a favor.
tons. There's a lot of them. Yeah.
That shows the parallel teachings between Jesus and Buddha. The sayings of Jesus and Buddha. Same shit.
Oh, there's books that do like all of the religions like that.
High level consciousness. But I'm talking about
Yeah.
specifically
Buddhism. Okay.
Buddhism and Jesus.
Long. That's very scary. It's uncomfortable.
Freedom from the known. Krishnamurti. Knowledge is a reflex of memory. How the fuck you gonna know God?
Oh yeah, do you have a memory of God?
God
It's a
put it in
reflex
us
too.
to know him.
So people with knowledge is a reflex of memory.
Nah.
Memory is an aspect of time that is an illusion. How am I gonna know God? To know God would say he's an illusion. It's an illusion. God is now. Always been.
Right.
Always.
Get that. Oh God. Well, he said, and won't he do it? I will. You better stop. You are the blockage in your blessing because you have limited beliefs that are designed to keep you at a certain level of spiritual evolution. How you gonna be happy and you're in a spiritual prison because you got beliefs from the spiritual Dollar Tree?
Oh.
That makes sense.
I know.
The spiritual
That was
Dollar
a good
Tree.
one. I liked it.
Spiritual Dollar Tree.
He didn't say the dollar store. He said the Dollar Tree.
You know that place right over there.
That's everything at the Dollar Tree ain't a dollar.
With
I
them
mean, at the
old-
dollar, a
Not at
dollar
all.
store, but at the Dollar Tree.
With them old ass Snickers. You know how they do.
Oh, molded ass.
You're funny.
Callers, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? We want to know, my nigga.
What it do?
Callers. You gotta turn your life. You gotta turn your life down. Your life is loud. Turn it down.
Oh, you can hear it? I ain't
Yeah.
got nothing. Well, my fault.
All right, so what's
Turn
up,
the
man?
volume down. My apologies. No, man. Slow motion, man. Peace to everybody. The
Hi.
question that I heard you the question I heard you ask was where would we be at if the woman was able to strip the BS and get back to her spirituality?
Right.
I think would be awesome. I think it would look a lot like that Wakandan image, or at the very least would be in our natural habitat. I mean, the woman is our habitat. I feel like you can't have a home without her. That's where we came from, and that's where our life exists at. And we don't really have that right now. It sucks because we have a lot of men who can't find themselves and a lot of women that are lost. And so we kind of feed into the negative stereotypes of that continual, perpetual area of being lost.
Right.
And it's difficult to fix ourselves.
Yeah.
And some people get stuck on that crutch of religion, of whatever religion you want to put in. They want to use every other religion except for the one that was naturally theirs. And it's amazing when you try to get somebody to say, hey, you're not really from here, and this is for your people, your ancestors. And they don't believe in it. But you'll believe this book that somebody else who don't look like you. Like, it's fucking bizarre, but that's unfortunately where we find ourselves.
I could smoke all types of that, my nigga. Good looking. That was a good one right there. Callers, you're on the line. We want to hear from you. 323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, peace, though. It's Infinity from B-More.
What up, Infinity from B-More?
Hey, be more.
How you?
What
Hey,
up?
what's up, sister? What's up, Peaches? What's up, Mimi? What's up, Tiff?
What's up?
Yo, man, we here. I have a question for y'all. With the ladies on the panel and Zoe, of course, you always can add on.
Thank you for
There
inviting me.
seems to be like
Shit.
yes, sir. There seems to always be like generally speaking, of course, like males pointing at females saying like, y'all have the power, and I just want to know what is it as men that women are saying that we have the, you all do. Like if that changed, if women generally here in America stop believing in, when men bring that up, women are like, yeah, but y'all are not doing it.
I think the black man's first step would be to accept the fact that the black woman can be the power. That's all I got to say about that. If y'all could allow us to be the power, maybe we would accept
First
other
off,
beliefs.
watch your tone and your delivery in my house.
See how men act? You stupid. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say.
I like that though. I like that response, Mimi.
I was just chewing on that for a second. I was hearing what he said, what a black man can do. You know what? I think the black man can be just a better listener. I think communication and listening for all of us would be a better building situation for men and women alone. Because I think if we learn to talk to each other, communicate, we can keep the white man out of our business and we can move ahead and learn more from each other and love each other.
Can we be honest really quickly?
Yes.
Wait, go ahead, Tiffany. Answer him.
Oh, to be honest, that one I can't answer because the black man has an entire plight and struggle that is uniquely his own, and I don't necessarily think he needs to do anything to impress or influence the black woman to become enlightened. That's her journey, and actually, because we're so confrontational with our black men, that the more he tries to help us on our enlightenment, the more we push back. So really, I don't think he can do anything. Be you, do your journey, and let us come into it on our own.
Man, thank you so much. Appreciate that. That was a good
thank
question.
you all.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm just going to say like this. Men in general treat women fucked up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody keeping it real.
But when you get the backing of God,
that's right,
to be able to do it, it's going to be even more difficult, generationally speaking, to undo those beliefs. God said it was all right to stone a hoe. Get that hoe with these rocks. Get at her, my nigga. Get at her out here.
Right.
So there's generally low value placed on women in religious books. And when I say religious books, I'm talking about the three Abrahamic.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they're just very conflicting. They'll say women are great and then have three really negative ones.
And then some fucked
they're
up
super
shit.
hypocritical. Yeah.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Super
up.
hypocritical, super fucked up. So a lot of the poor behavior has been buttressed, right, by the Bible.
Right.
I just got to be honest.
Yeah.
You killing me today.
By holy books out of this motherfucker.
It'd be like, when you find a wife, it's a good thing. P.S. Your wife can't talk. Like, what the
P.S.
fuck?
Right.
She ain't shit.
Your wife got to shut all the way the fuck up.
So
in your
conflicting.
presence. So
Oh my
again,
gosh.
there's a marginalization of feminine power.
Yes.
Whereas in ancient Egypt, who are the bad guys in the Bible, by the way, while they're the bad guys in the Bible, because the white man who wrote it, who put the Bible together, Nicene Council, 325 AD, right? What was my man's name? Constantine?
Yep.
Was that him?
But it wasn't the Constantine most people know, but it was like Constantine something. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. Fuck it, man. Let's put this book together because there's a whole bunch of different versions of the same story. Let's get a unified European representation of this motherfucker and this humanity.
How do you control people? They're knowledge and understanding.
And I'm glad my daddy was the atheist he was. It made me read other books. Otherwise, I would think Jesus was white too with blue eyes.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, I know he black.
But see,
Well, not necessarily Middle
he
Eastern.
didn't exist.
He existed
It's a metaphor for the sun.
to you.
Are you guys hip to the movie Zeitgeist?
I believe some
I
of
don't
it.
think so.
No.
You should pull up the cover and I
I
can tell
love
you.
Zeitgeist. They have some interesting
I
facts.
had the producer of that movie on my show earlier today.
I'm gonna listen.
Really? Okay.
And again, when
Was it
you
on
do the
Netflix?
research, it was on Netflix.
Oh, okay, then I can
It
watch
is on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Okay.
You can pull it up.
Know what I'm watching today.
You in the dig? Like, y'all don't. We're sun people.
No, that I do know, and there's a
The
lot of
sun
yeah.
was God.
Yes.
That's why you worship on Sunday.
But that's also why they say
I don't
basically the
believe in Sunday
translation is that
worship.
we are gods and that God is in us.
Do you see what
We
I'm
are
saying?
sun worshipers.
Have you seen
Sunday's worship day?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the staff?
Yeah.
Right? The staff that the Pope holds. It has a sun
Yeah, I was
on
gonna say
it.
it has a sun on it.
And it has the Greek name for the sun, which is yes. Y-E-S. Our yes. You know why it's
Isn't that on
yes?
a dollar too?
You know why it's yes? What is the head motion for yes?
Nod to the,
The sun rises up and down.
Yep.
Yes. The affirmation of the sun. That is Jesus, my niggas.
Wait, maybe I did watch this movie.
This is like, listen, they know this shit.
Yeah, they do. Yes.
The Catholic Church is built on top of the Saturnalia cult.
Yes.
This is why the Pope wears this hat with the fucking bill around it to represent the rings of Saturn. This astrotheology, like all of this shit is our science that they remixed and fed to black people as spiritual pablum.
And kept the best for themselves, because that's why the Vatican literally has the tightest security in the world. Better than the Pentagon, better than any World Bank. Literally, if you broke into the Pentagon, one, we would never know because they would kill you and you would never escape.
But see,
But like,
I
there's
need to-
information in there that's so valuable that if we knew, like, it would be a problem.
But that's why I want to go back to it. Just like in the military. In the military, knowledge is on a need-to-know basis.
right.
Right.
You niggers
Don't need to know.
don't need to know
No,
this.
just do what I tell you.
You do what the fuck is here that we present to you.
Right. Don't
That
ask no
part.
questions.
Now, I
part.
agree with most of what you said, except for the sun worship.
That's
I don't
what it
believe. I
is.
don't believe that.
Okay.
Well, go watch it because it's very well
No,
documented.
I've read about it. I know
Yeah.
what it's about.
The white
But-
people will say Moses is the father of monotheism.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
That's what white people say.
Uh-huh.
The father
White people
of
say a whole lot.
the father of the one God belief, monotheism, one
Miyoshi.
theism, is Moses.
Moshe or
Because Moses-
whatever you want to call it.
Because the Egyptians were pagans and they worshiped a gang of gods. Moses comes along and gives us one. But there was an Egyptian who gave us one before Moses. Ankh-Aten.
Oh.
The original cross.
And
is
when
a-
you and that so happens to be Nefertiti's husband that they try to white eyes. They tried to Europeanize her. They, if you go back and look at the artifacts and the art that was left, you see the sun with rays coming down, and those rays end in little hands. His thing was, no, the sun is not God. The energy that emanates from it, the energy is God. And that's the only thing that exists. And he was considered a heretic in Egypt because he banished all gods except for the Aten. The sun disk was the symbol. When he died, they took his son, who was Tutankhamun. It was Tutankhaten, and they renamed him Amun for the Amun priesthood. This is where you Christians get the word Amen.
Yep.
How you gonna say Amen? It's Egyptian, and then say, nah, nigga, we got the truth. Stop.
Right.
Okay, let me get to the callers. I'm trying to get you off.
Hey, you ain't fighting me.
Caller, you're on the line. What kind of Jesus are you into? Caller, you gotta turn your life down. Your life is loud.
Hey.
Get your life under control. Your life is out of control. Turn it down.
It's down.
What's up, bro? Talk to us.
Man, Christianity is the reason why we still are being killed. Like, I grew up in a Christian church. My grandfather's still a pastor. Highway Church of God in Christ. If the superintendent and the bishop died today, he'll be bishop tomorrow. I ride around with a lot of my friends, and I always tell them, like, yo, if the police pull us over, don't speak, don't do anything, just turn your cameras on and start recording. And I always do my look. I don't consent. Let me speak to your shift commander. And I don't hang out with a lot of my friends because they don't get me killed. It's just like women that still believe in the Christian church, they get a lot of black men killed because they still believe in something that's not real. And when you're holding on to something that's real, not real, we die. And now, you know what I'm saying? And it's always showing that we can't do anything without white people.
Well, definitely not without white Jesus. Ask Florida Evans. Thank you so much for the call, man. We appreciate it.
I do love that show, though. I ain't gonna lie. I do love me some flow.
Hey, that's my girl.
Should that call, I say, Lord, Lord, Lord.
I was a little lost.
Like Florida.
I was a little lost, but that's okay.
If you're lost, then we were all stranded.
All right.
I was gone.
We got another
I was
caller.
gone.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Listen, let me just say this. This is what I believe right now. No answer for an understanding for God will suffice.
Yes.
God is too immense.
Yes.
I agree.
Amen.
I look at the Bible in the same way as I look at a book of stamps.
Stamps, though?
Why you got to make your
It
face
can't be
like that?
even like a life coaching book or like nothing.
It can't be a reference book.
I'm telling you, God is inward.
Well, I didn't say it had to be
let
spiritual.
me just say,
Man.
can I just say? God is like and I'm talking about God in you.
Okay.
Let me speak Christian term. Right? John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word.
And the Word
Was
in him.
no. What verse? Just
In you.
no.
She's making it up as she goes. I ain't lying.
I bet it was so, because I knew he was about to go all the way.
You know what?
Don't tell me.
Don't understand, okay?
You got a 99-cent store Bible, don't you?
No.
Because the verses ain't even right with you.
You heard of Medea, right? Medea don't ever quote it right. No, but seriously, go ahead.
Hold on real quick. Leave us.
No.
Okay. So again.
So the Word was.
And the Word was. Now you got me fucked up. I got to remember the
In
damn
me.
verse. No, in the beginning was the Word, right? And the Word was God, right? And then it says something else about the
In
Word.
the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and
Yes.
the Word,
The Word
was God.
And
The
All
Word
these
was
Christians,
in-
and ain't nobody got a fucking Bible.
Wait, and
Oh, I
continue.
do. I just can't pull it up.
No. Continue, because we have
Yes.
to.
The
Let's not
same
go
was
there
in
now.
the beginning with God.
Yes.
All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
Keep going.
In him was life, and the life was the light of men.
Yes.
And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not.
You, my nigga. The light is in you, and you do not comprehend it. God is a light CPU
That doesn't
that
mean
allows,
sun.
listen to what I'm saying, that allows you. This is the beginning. This is before Christ, by the way. Okay, the light is in you, and it allows you to manipulate the matrix that you live in, just like Neo, nigga.
I knew he was going there.
I love The Matrix is an amazingly good example to parallel this.
I still don't
it's
agree
amazing.
with the son.
Fuck. Neo was the one, but before he could manipulate the Matrix, he had to believe. The Oracle, know thyself. She kept telling him, you got the gift, kid, but you're holding yourself back for some reason. Know thyself, motherfucker. The light shines in the darkness, yet the darkness comprehends it not. The darkness is the body. People think this is the end all. What is the biggest fear in the world? The fear of dying.
Yes.
The fear of egoic annihilation.
The unknown. The
unknown. Freedom from the known. Krishnamurti.
Yeah,
God
freedom
damn.
from the known. The unknown is what's most feared. Dying is not what's most feared.
But what's crazy about that
Go lay down.
Matrix example is that you later find out that even the Oracle is a program of the system.
God
yeah,
damn
she
it.
was. She sure was at the end.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do another version of this show.
You will.
I'm gonna have to.
Undoing Christianity with the Matrix. Can I be part of this?
Yes.
And I'm still not gonna believe the son.
Because I got that one.
You and your step. Let me get my Senator Palpatine voice.
Oh, shit.
Don't make me get the Jewish lady back.
Your arrogance blinds you.
My
That's
belief
pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
is built so deep.
Or blind, so deep.
Okay.
No, I
my
just
favorite,
love
another author, Robert Anton Wilson,
Oh yeah, I know that one.
wrote a book, Quantum Psychology.
Ooh,
Great
Jesus.
book. He says you got to know when your belief system can be reduced to BS. Belief system can be broken down to just 2 letters, BS. You got to know when your belief system is BSing you, limiting you. Look what the black woman could look like.
Blessing you.
Lay down.
See, she'll believe you when you say it about relationships, but as soon as you apply it to religion,
The
she like
same philosophy applies.
Because that's all he's talking about in the Love Matters Revealed. Applying that same
It's
concept to
different. It
religion
comes
versus just
All right,
relationships.
listen, we've got to go. We don't listen. I don't have any fucking answers. I'm just here to point you in a direction. Don't be afraid to investigate. Look at some shit. Study some things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let fear get in the way of your spiritual evolution. I love you guys. I'll be back Wednesday with another slapper, maybe part 2. You bring your ass here Wednesday, see what happens.
Jesus
Uh-oh.
loves
Larry, watch out now.
everybody.
Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. Don't forget to get your copies of The Relationship Dismount and Love Matters Revealed. Thank you guys for tuning in. Zoe